this is a Borg transition.
Hello, YouTubers on watch. Hope you're doing quite well. This right here is a discussion about Wizardry 8, one of my favorite out of the series of games. This is part of the trilogy, of the last game in the trilogy for the Dark Servant thing there. You had 6, 7, and then this, which was the final in that. Again, this was the final one there from Surtech, Canada. Unfortunately, they stopped making the games after that, and they made that anime one, which was okay. The Labyrinth one, it wasn't the best, but it was okay. Like, it was fun to a point, and then it started overstaying its welcome. But it wasn't a bad game either. I liked it to a point. Again. Make a drinking game when I say to a point with that particular game, though. There you go. Already got you a little dizzy in the brain there with that one. So basically, this one in here is also revered as one of the favorites for a lot of folks as well for the Wizardry games. People are probably going to disagree with that. Say, oh no, I like probably 4 or 5 or whatever, you know, which is fine. Again, this is a good thing about it because these games are all pretty good. This one, for me, is the best because it has, like, you know, I mean, quality of life. It aged pretty well. And the only downside of this game is the increasing difficulty as you level. So it gets insanely hard after a... I mean, it's smart technology, don't get me wrong, but holy crap, this game gets brutal after a while. It gets insanely brutal, so you have to make sure you build your characters correctly or this game's going to whip your ass. That's pretty much a summary of this title right here. Now, it comes in a smaller form box. Most games in 2001 started doing this more often, kind of like that DVD kind of size to it. They figured people don't want a big box on their shelf anymore or something, which I guess I get it. So... again, comes with that flip cover, which I'll show you that real fast, which again has a nice little picture in the front. Looks really, really cool. I don't know, Dan, only saw it for a second. You moved it too much. So basically it comes with that. Big old meaty manual with the paper sleeves. So again, they kind of cost efficiently cut down the distribution for this game with this here. So came with 3 discs, all in pretty good shape, at least from my end here. The thick, meaty, generic looking manual with just the black and white. Again, cost cutting around every corner, but of course they didn't cost cut when it came to the game itself, by the way. Game itself is awesome. They just obviously they were cutting a lot of corners with the at least the manufacturing of the physical stuff here. Obviously, you can get it on GOG, Steam, everywhere else nowadays, as well as it does give you a great little bit of information here with, like, the professions in the game as well, which is quite a lot of them, as well as they give you some nice spell book information as well inside. So while it looks a little generic per se, it actually makes up for it for having, like, really clear-cut what costs what levels, whom, what, where, and why, and again... a lot of information there, which again, it's really awesome that they did that, because usually they could have just like left you on your own devices, but instead, nope, they gave you all the stuffs like Banish, Blizzard, Boiling Blood, Draining Cloud, all the kind of spells you would ever ask for, like Heal Wounds. Again, that D&D vibe to it, as well as they explain combat as well. So as well as it tells you about all kinds of characters, like cultures as well in the book. But overall, it just gives you a lot of information. It's quite, again, a very meaty little book here. Like, again, don't let the genericness deceive you. It is quite a nice manual. It's funny, too, because I'm talking all this, I'm like, it's generic, but you open it up, it's, like, robust. It has so much stuff in there as well. So if you're confused about anything whatsoever, it will explain it to you. Like, it will go out of its way to explain it to you, which is great, because then if you're new to how what kind of spells are named, what they're supposed to do, the book will just tell you. It'll be like, yeah, you can cure poison with this spell. And you're like, oh, that's why I was choking on venom from a level 13 million creature there. And the thing that's funny about this game too is a lot of people use trainers with this one, but it sometimes doesn't help. Because if you do that, it makes the game insanely hard. So it's like you have to play a balancing act with this game in general and just be good at it, I guess. But overall, Wizardry 8 is my personal favorite. It doesn't mean the other ones are bad or anything either. They're very challenging to get into, but they're rewarding to play anyway. So if you're into the classic CRPGs, this one will not disappoint. That is Wizardry 8.